Today's video is sponsored by ExMark, makers of professional grade mowers. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We're back down here at the sawmill this morning. I'm working on this big cherry log that was passed over by the sawmill. Reason it was, there's a bunch of rot at one end, but I think we can get a lot of really good usable lumber out of it. I was going to change my blade because I was starting to get a little bit of that blade chatter, but I'm really glad that I didn't. I hit a couple nails. This staining is usually a pretty good indication of metal in the wood. You can see one right there, one right there. Looks like the end of it was right about in here somewhere. There's a little bit left right here. I will end up flipping this log and I can kind of work around that, but didn't do much damage to the blade, surprisingly. Glad I didn't change it though. There's nothing worse than putting a new blade on and screwing it up in the first cut or two. If you saw the last video, I went into a lot of detail on this log, but the short story is beautiful Pennsylvania cherry. This end here looks great. This end over here got a bunch of rot in the center of it. So somewhere between here and there, the rot ends. I'm thinking it's going to be right in here. So I still should get some really nice, 5 or 6 foot boards out of this. Nice wide cherry. All right, we're back down at the sawmill. This log has basically turned into a 2-day project because of the weather. We had a bunch of rain earlier today, and it quit raining. I got into a few other things, but I just came back down here to get this one finished up. I got it stood up now the way I wanted it. The way I like to saw these, I get one flat side, flip it 180, then I turn it on edge. I'll take a few boards off the top, you know, first the slab, probably 3 or 4 boards. I'll flip it 180 again and continue to saw, working my way around the center of the log. The excavator works very well as a log turner. However, when I do get that LT50 sawmill, it'll be much quicker flipping those logs. Earlier, I mentioned that today's video was sponsored by ExMark, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. Now, I've been running my ExMark Lazer Z S series now for going on 3 years, and I absolutely love this machine. It's got a 60-inch cut on it. Now, I could go over all the specs, but what's most important to me is this right here. Check this out. Here's the hour meter right here. 62.9 hours. That's it. In almost 3 years, that's actually pretty amazing, considering I cut my grass, my mom's grass. I've cut the grass down at the brick house several times. Neighbors right over here probably 6 or 7 times. I have done an incredible amount of mowing with this machine in only 62.9 hours. And that's very important to me, because there's a lot of other things that you could be doing when you have to cut the grass. This mower really shaves the time off of it. It really does. Now, I can't speak for all areas, but around here it appears that most of the professionals prefer ExMark. I was just at the gas station today. There were 2 separate mowing contractors. Both of them had ExMark mowers on the trailers. Besides being wicked fast at getting the grass cut, another one of my favorite things about this ExMark right here. See how that engine and the frame is down low? Everything's kind of hunkered down nice and low, which is very important for a zero-turn mower. If you've never used one before, this is what you're looking for right here. Holds the side hills very well, does a fantastic job, nice and comfortable, nice and safe. I can cut all my grass and my mom's grass with this mower in about an hour and a half, and what's really impressive about that is she lives about a half a mile away, and I don't even trailer it down there. I have a trail going down through the woods, so about a third of that time is just getting there and back. Besides building fantastic mowers, ExMark also offers ExMark's Backyard Life. It's definitely worth checking out. Provide you inspiration, tips, and know-how needed to live the backyard life. Done in a weekend projects, lawn and garden tips, dream yards, outdoor living, and the rural lifestyle in general. Now I'm going to get mowing, and while I do that, you can check out the link in the description. All right, I sawed some 8/4. Now I'm sawing some 4/4, which is 1 inch thick. Now there's a lot of really good wood here, and there's also some bad wood. However, plenty of nice usable stuff. You can see in my pile of sawdust here, it kind of matches up with the log. You see at that end where it's real dark, that's where the rot was. This end, you don't see that. Now these first couple boards here on the outside are just about perfect. Few imperfections there in the end. But as we get down through these, you'll see more of that red rot in there. Now here you can really see it. This end of the log down here, pretty good stuff. Right here, no good at all. I'll show you. It's just really soft, punky. I call it red rot. I don't know what you guys call it. Now I've got 2 more pieces of 4/4 on top of there. That big cant on the bottom there, I think I have some plans for that. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. I'll end up cutting it probably right about there. I'll just get one big 4-foot chunk of cherry out of that right there. One thing I have been known to forget to do is take the tension off the blade. I always remember, but it's usually when I'm up at the house and I come back down and have to do it. But it is recommended to do this. The other thing I try not to forget is to shut my water off. I've done that before as well. So here's what I got out of that cherry log, out of the firewood pile. Got some 8/4 pieces in there, some 4/4, and what's left on the mill right there. The other day in the video I was talking about the benefit, you know, if you guys sell firewood and you buy firewood poles, is to maybe consider a small sawmill as part of your operation. You know, it doesn't have to be the primary source of income or anything like that, but I used the example. I bought 2 loads of firewood poles. I've probably got 4 or 5 logs in there that are pretty decent, like this cherry right here, even a few more than that actually. And you can probably, after you put the work in, you know, saw them and dry them, those 4 or 5 logs will pay for the entire other 2 loads of firewood poles. So something to think about. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I want to thank you guys for being here, and I also want to thank ExMark for sponsoring today's video. And don't forget to check out that link in the description. Catch you on the next one.